baby. You know them babies be wilding. But kids don't give a fuck. But yeah, so I think that most of the time that's the issue. That's the issue with men. It's a lot of projection going on.
All right.
What's
How
that?
you
Is it
doing?
Aisha?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you said it
Aisha.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
Man, there's a few things, and you tell me what you think, man. Most women who talk about they want a six-figure man, these are not single women saying that. They usually, I would have to ask, they usually are single parents, but not single women. So I would dare to ask them, is their baby daddy a six-figure man? Because he was your first choice. You see
Are
what
you
I'm
saying
saying?
that? Wait, you're saying single mothers?
Yeah,
Most
I'm just saying
most
that
women.
that argument of talking about uh, a six-figured man or a high-figure man, or what their criterias are. I can see that with a single female with no children. She's going through life, going through college. Uh, I'm thinking of my daughter, for example. I can see that in that. But like if my daughter had a baby, how could she be talking about she wants and what a six-figure man? Well, let's examine the man you had the baby with.
What if your daughter was making six figures when she had a baby? Should she still not expect to be with a six figure man?
Oh, well, we'll have to examine the first choice, right?
No,
Because
no, 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 no. Let's go back. What
okay,
if your daughter
yes,
is
sir.
making six figures or close to six figures? Why should she can't expect to be with the man that makes six figures?
Oh, that's birds of a feather gonna flock together. I mean, they're gonna
Wait,
usually go ahead.
wait, wait. That's the point, right? You're right. Because that's what the stats prove too. Statistically, people who make the same people who get married and date within the same socioeconomic status, right? So women who make $60,000 date men who make around $60,000. Men who make $100,000 typically date women who make around $100,000, like so on and so forth. So you're right. So what are you talking about? Most women are not out here asking for a man who makes six figures because most women don't make six figures.
Yeah, I agree to that. But if you listen to the platform of the conversation throughout TikTok, you
Mhm.
hear that the majority of them are saying, "Well, he has to have this and that." And let me
What's
just
this?
first of all, let
You
me
got to be
clear.
wait, Ija.
Yeah, go
Please
ahead.
don't be when you. I don't know when you talk to other people, but when you talk to me, I need for you to be specific. I need details. So when you say they're asking for this and that, what is the this and that specifically? What are they asking for?
Oh, well, they're saying that they have criteria. So, well, he has to be making at least six figures.
That's
But
what most women you're hearing
let
on
me
TikTok. That's what
let
most
me
of the women on TikTok are saying.
let me share my perspective. First of all, I'm 58 years old, and I was married for 20 years, done all that stuff. So I'm not talking. I got a 21-year-old grandson, bro. I'm not really trying to talk from a perspective of what young people are doing. I'm just trying to really just share a perspective of this. All right, so let's go back to it. uh, there's the younger females. I mean, if they're not coming out of college, bro, I can't even see them even expecting to be around even the parents of somebody making six figures. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, my point is, birds of a feather gonna flock together. You see homeless couples out there, bro. Like, it ain't really what the man makes that makes relationships and make marriages. So it's kind of a out of orbit conversation, or the orbit of the conversation is kind of wobbly, because it ain't really about what a man makes that make him attracted to a woman. Most Most guys that have all these babies, they don't make no money. They're broke. They're probably not even working. Then that's facts on ground.
Okay. So you're
And these men are being chosen. Let's go back to the woman's side. So so I'm gonna show you. They're choosing these men, right or wrong?
they're choosing what men.
They're choosing the men that's not six-figure men.
Yeah, that's the point. Most women aren't looking for men who make six figures. You're proving the point. They don't. They're not looking for men who like if they were looking for men who made six figures, then 99% of men or 94, 90, 96% of men, especially black men, especially black men, we wouldn't even be in the running, right? So there's your proof.
Big facts. But I tell you what, and throughout your conversation, you'll have a woman come up here and still explain what she's saying. I mean, like we're kind of dismissing what a female would say though. Like so I'm just gonna drop down, I'm gonna listen and allow a female to come up and let her tell you what her criteria are to her perspective of dating. You see what I'm saying? And you're gonna find that there is a threshold. Like he has to be doing all these grandeur of things. You see what I'm saying?
No.
Be
And what are the things? That's what I'm saying. What things? Can you name them? Can you name some of them?
Oh well, at least making a I don't want to put words out there, but let's say he's going to be making at least $70,000 to $100,000. He's going to have his own car and his own house, and we're going to go on vacations, and she has this life planned out with him, which is fine. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, but brother, I'm gonna concede right here and allow you to bring women up, and then you kind of examine what they're saying.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you, Idra. I don't know if you ever been on my platform. I'm not asking women what they want. I know what I've heard women say that they want, and also based on the data, you kind of know what women are looking for, right? Because like I already said, most women don't date men who make significantly more money than them. That's what I'm saying. Like I already know what they want. That's what I don't need to listen to. I don't even need to necessarily listen to women because women, like I've been saying this whole time, women tell the truth for the most part about what they're looking for in men. If you look up the number, if you actually look up like what's going on with women, like so men like you will say, oh, women want all of this and all of that, and then you go look at the average man and you're like, well, the average man doesn't meet that criteria, but yet then you go ask the average man, like, hey, you got a girlfriend? Yep. You been married? Yep. So how could it be that the average man is either had multiple girlfriends or is married currently? But at the same time, I'm supposed to believe that women have these like lofty standards for men that just like are unattainable for the average man. It doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I know what women want. I'm not saying that every individual woman, but we know what women want. They literally have told us what they want. They're kind of like an open book in this way, to be honest with you. I've heard several women tell me, I mean, several hundred women probably at this point tell me what they're looking for in a man. I got it. I understand. I know what my wife tells me what she wants out of me. The same stuff that my wife tells me that she wants out of me is the same stuff I hear 90% of women say that what they want out of a man, right? So be economically viable. You ain't got to make six figures, but you should be economically viable. You should be able to at least make your way throughout the world. But I got kids, so I got to also be able to afford to pay for my kids, right? So me plus my kids, bet. Cool. I got that out the way. She wants me to be honest. She wants me to be generous. She wants me to pay attention to her, be attentive, be consistent. Don't belittle her. Don't dismiss her. She wants me to validate her. You know what I mean? Like I can go that there's 1,001 things I can name, and none of them are unattainable for me. You know what I'm saying? Like without, you know what I mean? Like if you ask me to put into words all the things that I think my wife expects out of me and wants out of me, they're all like, just like, yeah, I could do that. Even if I'm not doing it right now, like even if I'm not hitting every mark right now, I'm saying like it's not fucking crazy. It ain't like, oh man, I can't do that. Be vulnerable, practice intimacy with her. You know what I'm saying? Eat it from the back every now and again. Like shit ain't rocket science. But my question to you is, Aja, why do you think that that women say that they want one thing and then do the opposite?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like before I got married at 30, but I probably, of course, because I got married, but my activities when I didn't have nothing was way higher than when I got married. Like I
What you mean?
had when
What you
I
mean?
didn't have anything as a young man in my 20s, like early 20s, I didn't have, I just, I barely had anything, but I had way more activity.
You have way more women?
Absolutely. But when I got
Yes.
married, of course, you're going to narrow down to one woman, of course. But what my point being is when you start making more money, you're not really flashing more money. That's a fact. I mean, you're not flashing. I mean, if you're really when you start making money in life, and this is for anybody who when they go into their careers, you're not flashing money. Matter of fact, it kind of makes you modest a little bit when you're really making money.
I
Big
don't
time.
even know what that means. Hold on. I want you to explain that to me. Let me read the super
All
chat real
right.
quick. Osa said, $10 on Aja head. Why are you mad at the women that have standards? You are telling on yourself that you don't have much. Women are not signing up for struggle love anymore. What value do you add to her life?
Now watch this, bro.
Okay.
They're kind of agreeing with what I'm saying. And really, now watch this. Now watch this because you're saying it don't matter what a man makes.
I didn't say that.
Oh my goodness, brother, you didn't?
No, you got to listen better.
All
Being
right. All
economically
right, wait.
viable.
Before you say that, what did I say? I said that it matters what a man makes.
Absolutely, it matters
That's
what
what
a
I
man
said.
makes,
Now, what did you say?
sir.
Do it matter
You
or not matter?
hold on, Aisha. Hold
Yes,
on,
sir. Yes,
hold
sir.
on.
Go ahead.
So you specifically were talking about women pursuing men who make six figures. I
Okay.
said that, and there's a large difference between wanting a man who makes six figures and wanting a man to be economically viable. Because saying I want a man to be economically viable, there's a range of numbers you could be at.
What
Because
would
there's a range of lifestyles, right? So
okay.
you could be living in an apartment, and you even said, "Oh, I want him to have a car." Like the most basic, like yeah, a car. Now you
But,
didn't say I want you to have a car, a $90,000 car. You just said a car. So you
brother,
can't have a car, have
brother,
a job, make
brother,
some money, have
brother,
insurance. Like you know
brother.
what I'm saying? Like these are
Now
like
watch
basic
this.
standards for living
Now
for
watch
an
this, sir.
adult.
Now watch this. Both of us. Now my conversation is talking about a valuable living. I just said a car, but I'm talking about a valuable without the struggle of. See, that's where the $100,000 comes in from.
So
You
the
know?
only way for you to not have struggle love is if you make six figures.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Really? No, not at all. Because it depends on where you live, too. It depends on where you live. Because I tell you what, 100,000 will give you a little struggle love in Florida. You still got a little struggle love going on. You see what I'm saying? You could live somewhere, but your whole environment, in order to smooth out your environment, you'd have just a little bit more coming in. Now I'm just talking about Florida. I'm not sure where you at.
I'm
So,
in Cali.
all right. Well, then I would say that 100,000 is it's not controlling your environment. It might give you a nice house, but it's not going to control the environment.
Yeah, $100,000 in where I'm at. I mean, it's tough to buy a house on like literally like if you make just $100,000, tough to buy a house in my city.
Yeah,
Like I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know if you can. It's tough.
now see we're kind of in agreement, brother. I mean, I don't know why people think that I'm mad at women or something for having standards. Nobody's saying that. I'm saying that they do have these standards. That's my argument. And I'm not saying that it's wrong. And let me repeat that. It's not wrong because who wants to struggle love? But there's homeless people out, married couples, and they still together. So, this whole union of man and woman is much deeper than this revenue case that we have. Now, see, I'm making these points just to have this conversation with you. So I'm
So,
not mad at women or I'm not mad at anybody, to tell you the truth. Go ahead.
but I was gonna ask you. So, who do you think has more unreal expectations? Well, yeah. Who do you think has more unreal expectations, men or women?
Now, I'm going to answer your question, sir. But we're like crabs in a burrow. But here's the thing about crabs, they're not naturally born in burrows. So, of course, they want out. The environment that we're in, the country that we're a subjugated nation. Now, I'm talking about people that look like you and I. I can't really sponsor all kind of other
We
relationships, but I'm talking
definitely,
about black people.
for the love of God, please let's
Go
not talk
ahead.
about black people specifically. Let's just
Okay,
talk
well
about
then I'll just keep it open.
because the
I'll,
same
I'll,
thing that applies to men.
but then
But
I'll
this,
keep it wide open.
yeah,
Wide
because
open.
Isaac,
I'm
the
talking
same
about
thing.
all people.
Hold on, brother. Black men have very similar expectations that white men do for them. Is there something going on with your phone? You have a lot of feedback. Are you on a Bluetooth headset or something?
No, not at all. I hear you very clear.
I know, but I can't. You have a lot of feedback and it's like scratchy.
Okay, I hear you very, very clear.
Yeah.
Uh, but let's just resolve this just a little bit. Let's conclude this a little bit, all right? I'm not talking about black people. Let's just say in relationships. If your environment, just like what we were saying, you can't control your environment. If your environment's not good, then relationship's not going to be good. I'm just going to say, I'm just going to conclude like that. Um, Places where, I mean, I don't know if you traveled a bit overseas, man, but men and women don't really squabble everywhere in the world like this, you know?
Bullshit.
Okay, well, brother, over the same issues, I would love to hear it. Over the same issues that we're
There's
talking
whole
about.
Elijah, there's whole movements in other countries. The birth rates are declining worldwide. There's whole movement. There's a 4B movement in South Korea where women are abstaining from men completely. Japan, similarly, women refusing to get married. Especially young people, like the women are like, nope, I don't want to get married. In Europe, same thing. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's all around the
Okay.
world.
Well,
It's not
you're
in America.
you're you're all around the world description or Western nations, right?
No, they're not.
Well, you said Korea, they're connected with the West. You said Japan, they're also in bed with the West. And then every other example that you give is going to be with the West,
Yeah.
brother.
So you just moving. You just saying your assumption is that it's in the West first and
How
foremost.
about
When
this? Let me
it's
ask you
not.
this. You think the birth rate's down in, let's say, South America?
I don't know. I don't know what I know. World globally, they're
How
down.
about Africa?
Yeah, I would assume they're down in Africa too,
You
because you
think
got
their
to
birth
understand
rate's
that
down?
for the Asia. Listen to what I'm saying. If the birth rates are down globally, then it would the West does. We don't make up enough of the population to make the numbers go down. It would have to be in it you're describing. It would have to be on the continent of Africa. It would have to be in India. It would have, which also that's another place where they're. You talk about squabbling. The women are very oppressed in India, and they talk about it. Indian women, East Asian women often talk about their high levels of oppression. So I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know what's your point? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to get at?
Well, sir, it's you that stretched the conversation out to this. Like I'm just following your lead. You the one that stretched it, and then you ask me what's my point. You stretched the conversation out to this. I'm kind of confused, but we can get back. Well, I tell you what, bro, it was nice chatting with you. I mean, I'm really more confused than when I came in, and I'm good with that. Like I just have to think about, kind of your perspective of what you're saying in your life, and that's okay, but you have a nice one, bro. You have a nice one. I
Appreciate you.
have much to say.
Yeah. Um, I think he was drunk personally. I'm good at spotting a drunkard. But Mrs. Truth Teller said women in third world countries are using y'all. LOL. Women in underdeveloped countries definitely using men, without a doubt, using the American men. But yeah, I just wanted to hear what he had to say. I mean, he wasn't, I don't think he had a point. At some point, he lost the plot and he tried to blame it on me. That wasn't my fault, brother. I was trying to help you make your point. Which I guess his point was that women be asking for too much, especially single mothers. Especially single mothers. The disdain for single mothers is crazy, especially from 58-year-old married men. I don't understand that. Why do you guys dislike single mothers? Come up here, Spence. Is it Spink or Spence? Spence for hire. Come on up, brother.